Hello, I am at Rosebank Cemetery at the moment. We're actually going to be discussing what this sign is here for, the Gretna Memorial. So this is a memorial for the worst British railway disaster there's ever been. Yeah, it's also known as the Quintinshill disaster. Um, so we're going to go and have a look at the grave shortly. Before we do that, I'll give you a quick insight into what happened. Then we've got another two locations to go to, and then we're going to come back here and we'll visit the grave at the very end. Yes, so if you're watching this on the day I released the video, it's actually the anniversary of the crash. So the crash happened on May 22nd, 1915 at about 6:45 in the morning. So to explain it, at Quintinshill, just near Gretna, there is what is called a passing loop. So there's an up track and a down track, and two sidings, if you like, next to it. The idea is that a slower train will move into the passing loop, and let an express pass, and it will carry on its journey after that. Now, on the day in question, the two passing loops already had goods trains sitting in them, when a local train approached the area. It was told to stop by signallers, with the intention of letting the troop train that was passing up behind it come through. So the troop train was carrying soldiers who were mainly from Leith. They were on their way to Gallipoli, I believe. Um, yeah, so they were stopped on the track ahead. The troop train was then accidentally let through, and it crashed into the back of the local train. Now, gets worse. So unfortunately, there was an express train coming on the other track down the way. But after the two trains had collided, they derailed and were in the way. So the express train came hurtling through and slammed into them as well. Now, this resulted in the gas from the gas lighting system ignited, and the troop train, which was mostly wooden carriages, just went up in flames. Yeah, so that is what happened. I will go into the numbers of the people who died and etc. When we come back. But yeah, for the moment, that is the basics of what happened tragically. So we go to another two locations now, and then we'll come back here in a little bit to see the grave. Right, this is down Manny Street. So we are heading to the Out of the Blue drill hall. So yeah, the soldiers that were involved, the 7th Leith Battalion of Royal Scots. We're going to where they were stationed, but we're also going to where the bodies were brought back after the disaster, to be laid out for their families to pay their respects as well. So yeah, that's where we're heading now. Okay, and here we are. This is the drill hall. So a few years ago, there was a big anniversary, and they had events here with exhibitions and stuff like that. And I believe there was a mural that was done at the time to commemorate the accident. But we're open. Okay, I'm going to go inside and see if we can, if anybody can tell me where this mural is. So we go to the 7th Battalion of the Royal Scots. Yes, this is where they were based, and where they, unfortunately, the bodies came back to. Right, let's head inside. Okay, so as I was speaking to a member of staff, he says the mural is out here. It's quite faded, but it is here. And let's have a look. Yeah, it's very faded. You can make out the face. I will find an image of the original and put that on as well, just to show you. Okay, yeah, this tree here is also relevant to the story. It has all the names of the soldiers on it and also their ages when they died. Um, it's sad reading. For some of these, there's 17, 17, 17, and there's one here. It's 16 years old. Okay, let's head on back outside. It seems quite a nice place. Art venue now. Big cow on the door. Okay, yes, that's the drill hall. Very friendly staff in there. There's also a cafe in there as well, very reasonably priced as well. So if you're passing this way, do pop in. Okay, one more location and then back to the cemetery. Okay, well, that was a little bonus. So we're heading to at the end of Ferry Road and the corner of Junction Street at the moment. You can probably guess where I'm heading, some of you. Okay, we can actually see where we're heading now. We're heading towards the Leith mural. Okay, yeah, so this is the Leith mural, painted in 1986 by Tim Chalk and Paul Grime. It's depicting Leith's history. Yeah, it's pretty good. It is massive, as you can see. It does need a bit of a touch up because some of it is rather faded. Yeah, but the reason we're here is this corner. So this is depicting the funeral procession of the funeral of all the soldiers lost in the disaster. Okay, we'll take a quick look while we're here anyway, point some things out. If I zoom in up here, you can see the Blue Bridge, which I've done a video about before. Yeah, and there's all sorts of depictions of Leith life as well, not just the sad stuff. There's some good stuff in there as well. And the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm seeing. So yeah, if you're down this way and you get the chance to stop, do, because it is impressive. Yeah. Okay, well, let's head back to the cemetery now. Okay, nearly back at the cemetery. You might find this slightly odd, but yes, the order you're watching this is the order I have filmed it. So I am indeed going to the cemetery twice today. Yeah, ordinarily I would have just done all the footage in one and then sorted out in edit, but I was kind of doing a loop walk anyway, so this works just as well for me. Right, so we are back at Rosebank. Yeah, so I'll just show you on this map where we are heading. This is the entrance, which is just here. And yes, you kind of just want to walk along up into this top corner, which is where the grave and memorial is. So we'll head over there now. So the official death toll for the disaster was 227. Now the majority of that, 215, were soldiers on the troop train. There were 9 other passengers on the local train and 3 railway workers also killed. I believe was the troop train's driver and assistant, I believe. The army did actually reduce their number of deaths by 1 to 214 later on. There had been a lot of confusion because the roll list that they had with them, telling them who was on board, was destroyed in the fire. So they were relying on memory and the knowledge of the survivors of who perished. So yeah, half the soldiers aboard died in the disaster. They also recovered some children's bodies from the passenger train. They were beyond recognition, so they weren't even sure whether they were children. The 4 of them, they're actually buried in Glasgow. Nobody came forward to claim them, identify them, so they have got no idea who they were. I think that just adds to the tragedy, really. But yeah. I will say as well, this is kind of grim, but it is part of the story. There were gunshots heard in the fire. There is 2 theories behind this. Number one is that it was mercy killings. People were crying out to be put out of the misery because they could not escape. And the second theory is that the intense heat was heating up the bullets, and they were going off. I think it's probably likely it was both of those things that were happening, but yeah, there was some anecdotal evidence about the mercy killings, but I don't like to think of that. I don't like to dwell on that either. Let's just move on. Okay, right, we have reached the memorial and the grave plot just over here. We'll find a way through that is safe and respectful. It might actually be walking around. Yeah, there it is. So the funeral, there was no public access. It was just family and military who were here. The ceremony lasted 3 hours. and the all the soldiers that are buried here got full military honours as well. So here we go. We'll take a look at the memorial first, and then we'll go from there. So it says, "To those who gave their lives for their country." There we go. In memory of the officers, non-commissioned officers, and men of the 7th Battalion, the Royal Scots Leith Territorial Battalion, who met their death at Gretna on 22nd of May 1915 in a terrible railway disaster on their way to fight for their country. This memorial and a bed in Leith Hospital are dedicated by mourning comrades and friends. There we go. So these two areas here, where you can see there is nothing, this is the two grave plots for the soldiers. Yeah, so 83 of the soldiers who are buried here were identified. 82 were recovered, but they were unrecognizable, and a further 50 were never found. So it looks as if there is 165 interred here. Now their coffins are 3 deep, and each row is covered with the Union flag. Okay, we'll take a look at the boards and we'll look at some of the names. It would be great to stand here and read them all out, but there are just so many. Yeah, so they're listed by rank as well. We've got the Major Hamilton James at the top there, Captain, Lieutenants, Sergeants, going down, Corporals. Yeah, this interested me when I was doing research. We've got drummers and a bugler listed as well. John Malone, the bugler. It's probably quite likely that the drummers and the bugler were probably the young guys that we saw on the memorial tree, the 16-year-old and the 17-year-olds. I don't know that for certain. It is a theory, but it's quite likely. And then we've got privates as well. It's interesting that these two have been added later. Obviously, some research was done, and here we go. There's an emblem there. That's quite sad on its own. Right, and then we'll check out this other one as well. Again, we've got more privates over this side as well. There we go. Lots and lots of names. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. It really is. Really is. Right. The only other thing I've got to say is about the two signalmen who caused the accident. They were tried for neglect. It's slightly interesting because of the incident happened on the border between Scotland and England. They were actually tried twice. They were charged with manslaughter in England, and they were charged with culpable homicide in Scotland. Now, they both amount to the same thing, but yes, two separate trials. They were found guilty and they were jailed in Scotland. They were released in 1916, and this is kind of strange. They were actually re-employed by the railway, but not as signalmen. So there you go. I don't know their names. I did look it up, but yeah, I don't know the names. But anyway, yeah, there is the story of the Quintinshill railway disaster, and yeah, tragic event. So many lives lost unjustly. I mean, yeah, just something to think about. Yeah, so rest in peace, all of you guys. Thanks for what you did and what you were going to do as well. And to the other people who lost their lives as well, the railway workers and the children that they found who were in Glasgow as well. Just rest in peace to all of you. Okay, bye.